Joining me now is Dr. Craig Brown, Assistant Professor and former Oklahoma and Texas Fire Chief. Thank you very much for joining us today, Dr. Brown.
Thank you for coming. We appreciate it.
And could you please tell us a little bit about the Fire and Emergency Service program that they offer here at TCC?
Certainly, we have 4 parts essentially of this program: 2 degrees and 2 certificates. 1 degree is in Associate in Science in Fire and Emergency Services, and the other degree is an Associate in Applied Science in Paramedic Technology. And then the certificates are in Fire and Emergency Services and then also EMT.
Wow, sounds challenging. What are some of the specific classes that they're required to take as part of this program?
In the Fire and Emergency Services program, in the certificate program, there's 11 classes, and so they range from building construction to fire behavior and combustion to fire department administration to advanced fire problems and solutions. And then on the EMT side, certainly they would be going through their emergency medical technician basic, then progressing on to their paramedic technology and taking courses like anatomy and physiology.
Wow, so they kind of cover a wide scope of classes.
Yes, they do. And then on the degree side, on the Associate in Science for Fire and Emergency Services, that has the standard 38 general education hours like every other Associate in Science degree does have in the college. And then they're able to take that and articulate over to NSU or OSU or OU or RSU, any of our other partner universities, and obtain their bachelor's degree without doing extra work.
Now, I also understand that we're in the process of creating a fire training facility here at Northeast Campus. Can you tell us a little bit about how that structure is going to be created and a little bit what that's going to involve?
Certainly. We are partnering with the Tulsa Fire Department through a city bond issue, and we will begin building firefighting props out here on our Northeast Campus on the east side later this year. And what that will enable us to do is to allow the Tulsa Fire Department to move their training staff to our campus here. We'll remodel part of our facilities to accommodate their officers and instructors. And then we'll beginning later this year, we'll start offering possibly some skills classes, some officer development classes, and some continuing education classes. Once we get the props built and we get the offices remodeled, then we'll move into a skills pre-employment phase where we do all of the training for the region and package the people so that all they have to do is go through a conditional offer of employment, and the regional fire departments can pick from that list who they want to hire.
Wow, that really seems to streamline that process of getting quality firefighters and well-trained firefighters out there in the field.
Absolutely. Then all of these firefighters will be nationally accredited. They'll be state accredited. And of course, they'll have their credits here as well. So it's the best of both worlds for everybody.
It sounds like it, definitely. Now, I noticed that we have some props over here that the firefighters normally use, and I've offered to go ahead and try on these props for the purposes of demonstration. So let's go over to the props, and could you tell us a little bit about what each of these props are, first of all, and how they protect the firefighter?
Well, let's start at the bottom. Something that people may not think too much about is footwear, and you can see these boots are fairly well worn, and the reason they are is because we have to wear them on every incident that they respond to. They have a couple of features. One is they have a no-slip surface on the bottom. They have steel shanks in the bottom so that you don't get your feet punctured. And then they have special welt systems around here to keep your feet dry so you stay comfortable. They're also padded on the inside and insulated so your feet don't get cold while you're standing in all that water.
Right.
We may let you try those on in just a second. See how,
That would
you
be
look.
fun.
The other thing that we have to use in fires is this Nomex hood. This is a fire-resistive hood. It's not fireproof, but it's fire-resistive. People use the word fireproof all the time, and what they really mean is fire-resistive because everything in this world will burn with enough heat,
Including metal and...
including metal, rocks. You've seen volcanoes and lava and lava flows. That's what's going on there. It got hot enough to turn from a solid to a liquid, and now it's in a gas form. So essentially that's fire. The other thing we do once you get your hood on and your face piece is you would put on your helmet. And these helmets are designed to shed water off of your head. They also are designed to protect your head, and they have inside what we call a skull cap to keep things from puncturing the helmet and impaling in your skull. They have as well Nomex ear flaps and a liner to keep the heat from burning your skin, because that's the most tender part of your body. The next thing that we have for you here is called the bunker coat. This coat is a multi-layer coat. Again, it's fire resistant and water resistant. It's not waterproof or fireproof. When these things get to a certain temperature, they will actually turn colors and tell you that someone will see it and tell you that you're too close and it's too hot. You need to adjust your behavior.
Wow, that's, I'm sure, a very important life-saving tool for our firefighters.
Absolutely. When you add this coat, the helmet, the boots, and the pants that go with it, you're talking about 25 to 27 pounds of gear. When you put on the self-contained breathing apparatus with that, another 25 pounds. So you're somewhere between 50 and 55 pounds of extra weight just to go do your job.
Very impressive. Very impressive. So before we go to the other props that we also have, I want to try this on. Okay?
Let's see how you look.
Okay.
You want to sit here and
Well, let me
put the boots on or
stand.
the coat on first?
Let me stand. Let's put the boots on first. And what I was
Okay.
thinking, maybe if you could hold the mic,
Certainly.
and that way I can.
Do make lighter coats for wildfire fighting applications and for emergency medical service response, but for firefighting you need as many layers as you can get to shield you from the heat. And then you would just pull this over and snap it. Just pull it through. It has to be quick and it has to be easy, because a lot of times we do this in the dark.
Oh.
In the old days we used to do that hanging on the back of the truck while it was going down the road and have to do all
You would
this.
snap it. So
And now you
definitely
need your
very-
helmet.
No, I need my helmet. I gotta have my helmet because I'm gonna go into a fire. Okay. And I'm finding that this is kind of hard to move in. So
Yes.
this definitely takes some getting used to, being able to move with the coat. Right, now my helmet. And according to my helmet, I've been named the honorary fire chief of the Tulsa
Absolutely.
Fire Department. Although you won't see me at a fire unless I have a microphone in front of me. Wow.
Now just imagine that you have to go up 20 flights of stairs to check on someone wearing this and your self-contained breathing apparatus. And then when you get there, it's actually on fire, and you have to get down low and grab your hose and pull that hose with 8.34 pounds of water in it per gallon down that hallway to get to the point before you can ever even open the nozzle and start spraying the water.
Okay, and then on top of that, if you have to rescue an individual, then the firefighter then has to put that person over them as well and carry them out, as well as still have the equipment on that they have on to protect themselves.
Absolutely. That's why it takes someone who's really physically fit and willing to really push themselves to help others.
Well, I am greatly impressed. I mean, I always have been with the fire department and really appreciate what they do, but now that I'm actually wearing the equipment and can actually tell and see the heaviness of it and the fact that I'm already getting hot and I'm in an air-conditioned environment, just have that much more awareness of what they actually go through, these
Absolutely.
men and women. So, okay, give
We
me
better
just a
get you
moment
out
while
of
I
this
take
before we have to take you to rehab.
Thank